think that these guys have a lot of money. They have the best cars. They have the best women. They have the best clothes. But at the same time, and you see it over and over, this is a big ongoing issue of these players that they can't cope. They grow up poor and all of a sudden they have a ton of money. They're millionaires overnight. And I imagine that you have the scrutiny of the media. You're in the eyes of millions. So, and Dele Alli for a while was the number one promising star for England, let
Yeah, he
alone
was in the
Tottenham
2018
or
World Cup.
so. And what's surprising is that he's only 27 years old. I'm older than him by 2 years, or 1 year actually. Well,
I'm
one
much
and a half.
older than him.
Well, I'm saying like, it's incredible because it feels like I
Yeah.
haven't seen him play in 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, his last regular season that he played was 1920. He played 1,800 minutes, scored 8 goals and four. But essentially, since then, since basically Pochettino left, he hasn't played more than 15 games in the league. And so he's really vanished. Last year he was at Besiktas, but has only scored 2 goals and had 1 assist in the last 5 years. So this is really a player who's had a level of promise that was right there with he was right there with Son and right there with Kane and right there with Eriksson and Dyer and all those guys. And I think we can track some of Spurs's not slipping, but he was supposed to be part of that group. And I think his falling back and the way that Levy ran the team really is part of the story of Spurs having a hard time because they put a lot of investment in him. He was being relied upon, and he really, as much as I have empathy for him, the individual, when you think about it from a Spurs fan perspective, he let the team down. And I think he knows that. I think that's ultimately known. He let the
Yeah.
team down, he let his career down. And Spurs fans can be empathetic and upset at the same time, I think. I think that's a reasonable feeling to have. Hey, you were supposed to be our guy. It's that kind of
Yeah.
lamenting story of like you see a friend collapse, and at the same time you're like, yo, you have kids, you're married. Like, I know it's sad, but we need you. We need you to come back. And granted, he's not gone. He has turned himself around. So he lost 4 years, basically 3 years of his career
Yeah.
right there. 26, 24, 25, 26. He's lost 3 years of his career. And now he has a chance to get it back. But it's
Well,
sad.
it,
It's a
it
good
it'll
story.
be it'll be. I don't know if he'll ever be that top player that he was, but I
No,
think
no, no.
he can
He's not
help
scoring
a Premier
15
League
goals.
team.
He is
Yeah.
he is injured. We know that. So he
Yeah.
has to come back from that. But I think the big thing, if you look at it from a fifth football perspective, it sounds like he needs the right manager to sort of put him back on side. And I hope he did mention the manager, but he didn't say Sean Dyche, right? I hope that Dyche lets him do the things he needs to do so that he can play football. Because at his best, Dele Alli represented English football at its finest in that working class, box to box, running, standing up for teammates, getting stuck in, rainy day at Stoke. He was very much an English football player, which
Yeah.
I think Everton as a fan base really enjoys and will get behind him. I do fear for him in you go to some hostile ground, Leeds isn't in the league, but who is a hostile ground? You go to like the Aston Villa in the Holt End, and they start saying some
Liverpool.
really, yeah, but I don't want to attack the Scousers. I was trying to be Scouse free today, but uh,
But
but yeah, let's say
yeah, a tough crowd.
yeah, the Anfield end, the cop end, you're going towards it. He's just going to hear some things that are dark, and the English are not going to give him a pass, even if it's only 10%. That's a lot, of people who could say really, really awful stuff, and we'll see what happens
Well,
with Delhi.
well, he's gonna have to have tough skin, of course.
I
But I
think he
think
already
that
does, but I mean, to
yeah,
get
yeah,
where
yeah.
he got, he's definitely has tough skin, but now he's going to have to do it again in a new
And
way.
and And the thing is that he's still 27, so he still has a future. Like I said earlier, about 5 years. He beat uh, 32, actually more.
Mhm.
In 7 years, almost a
Yeah,
decade, man. You still have a lot to go on, and
he's
in the
got a lot
Premier
of
League,
like, he's